Hola, welcome to this energy update around the full moon in Pisces, Virgo, on the 30th, 31st of August 2023. The moon being on around 7 degrees Pisces as the sun is finding itself in around 7 degrees of Virgo. So I will try to channel the highest and most beneficial information to come through, and there are many ways to interpret the astrological charts, and I will do my best to simplify the astrological language so that you can understand a little bit about what's going on. So this is called a super full moon. It's called a blue moon. What does it mean? The super full moon usually means that the moon is closer to Earth than normal. And this happens during summer times in the northern hemisphere. And then the blue moon is the fact that this is the second moon in the month of August. We had one in the beginning of August, and now we have this one in the late of August. So this makes it a blue moon, and this is the quote, once upon a blue moon. Last time this happened in Pisces was supposed to be in 2012. So you can go look back into your life in 2012. Where were you? What did you do? And as I remember, this was supposed to be the end of the world. And maybe it was the end of the world as we knew it. It was the end of the Mayan calendar. And maybe we're moving into something very, very different from what has been up till then. So we will see how this works out. So depending on your time zone, this will happen either the 30th or 31st of August. And in Norway, it's around 3:37 at night. So yes, so before I start the full moon reading, I would like to say a little bit more. I would like to circle back to things that I've been talking about in my other videos, which has been going on for a long time. So this is the backdrop, it's the background, and it's happening, and it's been going on for years and years. So there's one specific thing that I want to talk about, which is important because Pluto is the esoteric ruler of Pisces. So it's extra important when the full moon is happening in Pisces. What I also feel is that this full moon is very potent, very powerful. So I don't know if that is because I have my natal moon in Pisces, very close to this full moon degree, or if it is because it is a very potent moon for the world and that there are big things happening. So what I do know is that the build-up to this full moon from the last full moon has been extremely intense for so many people, including myself, either emotionally, maybe you have felt it. If you are very sensitive, if you are an awakened soul, you will have felt intensity in your emotions, or maybe in your material life, your personal life, your relationships, your mental health, your physical health. Like things will have like really worked on you building up from the last full moon till this one. So about Pluto. So let's go back to 2008. Pluto enters Capricorn. Pluto is destruction. Capricorn is the area of your life that has to do with the pillars of your life, like a structure, powers, governments, schools, banking, all these pillars and structures that we are building our lives around. It's our belief systems. It is how things have always been, and we keep doing what we're doing. It's tradition. It is it's power. It is did I say authorities? So It's the authorities in your life that you didn't question. You never question them. You just live your life and find a way to live with these structures and systems that has kind of kept you safe in a container. There's control. You can control. You know that school starts at 8 or work starts at 8 and you're done by 4. You know, like this is how it works. So Pluto is destruction and Capricorn is all these old structures. Pluto's work in Capricorn is to destroy anything that is not aligned with your soul path, your soul growth, both in the world as one, but also for your personal life. So in this life area, in this house area, you will probably have suffered some kind of loss. I know I have. Starting maybe a little bit before 2008, when Pluto entered Capricorn, if I remember correctly. And it can be anything: loss of income, loss of friends, loss of family members, loss of health, loss of money, loss of property, anything that has been keeping you safe. And why does Pluto do this? Like, why is Pluto destroying this part of our lives that feel quite comfortable for us, that makes us feel comfortable? When we're comfortable, we don't move, right? Because Pluto wants you to live a more soul-based life, built on real structures. And the more we resist, the more pain we will feel about these losses. And it can be quite hard. I can speak for myself. Oh my God, I am a Capricorn. My sun is in Capricorn. And Pluto has been working on all my structures for how long is it now? 13 years, and is still going on. Pluto is now in the last degrees of Capricorn. It's retrograde, so it had a little peek into what Aquarius. But now back in Capricorn, and it's like working on the fundament of this life area. And it's so painful because we don't want to let go. We want to keep things as they are because it's comfortable. So the more we resist, the more pain we will feel. So ideally, to surrender and have faith and trust that there is a benevolent force in your life, like showing you what way to go. And it's asking you for a more soul-led life, because we have been living most of our lives in the material world, in the personal world, where we are doing all the outer things. And now Pluto is knocking the door, calling us back in, asking if the soul can have more of a percentage of our life. Like maybe we had, the soul was like 30% of our life before, the spiritual life, and now Pluto wants it to be like 70-30 instead of 30-70. It is from a place where we can rise as the phoenix. I also usually call Pluto like the butterfly effect, like from larvae to butterfly, and it's like a painful process to get there, from ashes to new earth. And so there's something even more sustainable can grow from here. So this is I just want you to know that this is still happening, and it's extra intense now before Pluto goes out and into Aquarius in some time. Okay, back to this full moon in Pisces. Let's talk about Pisces a little bit. Pisces is water. It's your emotions. There are two Pisces. There are two fish. It's the yin and the yang. It's heaven and hell. It's black and white. It is matter and consciousness. It is personality, soul. So it's the duality in us. Pisces is extremely sensitive. The smallest ripple in the water and the fish will go hiding. It's very hard to catch this fish, and if you get her in your boat, she will fly through your hands and back into the ocean. So she's very hard to catch. Pisces is about the soul. It is about your psychic abilities and gifts. It's about your spiritual life. It's about your dream life, your visions. It is about dance, creativity, art. It's about connections. And it's about wisdom. So the two fishes swimming in each one direction. Most of us, like I said, we go into the matter world to start with, and now maybe we're ready to incorporate more of the soulful life and invite the other fish in. Pisces is also about boundaries. So the ocean is vast, there is no boundaries. And then Pisces is also about boundaries. It has to do with the prison of the mind. It has to do with your everyday life that you created. Are you living in your own prison? And are you ready to break out of your own mental prison? Your boundaries are testing you. So it's about the prison or the temple. Is your life a prison or is it a temple? It's about your relationship to yourself. Pisces is about self-love, which affects your relationship to others. And your boundaries will be tested. How much do you love yourself? And when we live the prison life, you will feel depressed, anxious, and empty, no meaning. And if you're able to break through your own mental prison, can also be a physical prison, like all these structures that we talked about, that you're living after, you can create a life that is more of a temple for the soul, where you can express yourself and your soul and your true self in a better way. So this is where the moon is right now, and so it's like going to trigger these things in you, so that you will feel these emotions, you will have these mental things, you will dream maybe dreams. And what I see from the collective is that there is a lot going on about relationships. So let's go to Virgo. Virgo is the purification of your life, your everyday habits, your thoughts, your belief systems, your emotions, the way you live your life every day, that makes you live either in a prison or in the temple. So it's about purifying. So maybe you'll feel the need to purify your home, to clean up your home, your garage. Maybe you want to detox your body. Maybe you want to start using other words to express yourself, having the knowledge that the words create your life. Maybe there are relationships that you want to clean up in your life, because Virgo wants to give birth to this beautiful diamond, this shining diamond. And so everything has to be purified so that pure Christ consciousness can be born. And this happens when we purify our lives. What we eat, what we feed ourselves, the language we're using, what people we're surrounding ourselves with, how we live, where we live, all these things. Yes, so you might be taking a look at these habits that you have made. So so that you can get out of your own prison. Also in Virgo right now, we have Mercury retrograde, and Mercury at its highest expression would be the messenger of the gods. It's the magician, it's healing, it's clairvoyance, it's your higher gifts and abilities, it's mystical wisdom, it's alchemy, to turn lead into gold. So this is the highest expression of Mercury. And from what I see, it has a lot to do with our relationships to others right now. So Mercury retrograde is usually about communication. It's about transport. It is about your car, your flights, information coming in, coming out. And even also, right now what I see, at least a lot of the awakened souls that I talk to and the women that I talk to, has to do with looking at the relationships you have had throughout your life and your boundaries in these relationships. So Virgo really wants to serve the world. She's the nurturer, she's the mother, she's making a nest, it's earth. And maybe you're going to realize that you have been programmed to invite in a lot of people into your life that is not for your highest good. Maybe you want to purify that part of yourself, to love yourself enough to invite in people and things and circumstances, and use your boundaries to say no to what is not for your highest best, to what is not purifying your diamond. Diamond being your life, or yourself, or your soul. So these are the topics that I see. I also hear rumors about, talking about prisons, I hear rumors about new mandates about the cloth that we had to wear a couple of years back, or I never wore them. I said no, because I did research if they were useful or not. And also other things that was happening that was putting us in prisons. So it's like coming back a little bit to check out if you now have stronger boundaries for what you will accept in your life or not. Are you now strong enough to say no, thank you. I will not put this into my life. This is not how I want to live my life, and go with your inner wisdom and go with what is true for you. For example, the cloths, like I want to breathe freely. I'm not afraid to hurt anyone by breathing freely. So this is a little bit also about the prison. Are we creating a prison, or are we creating a temple? And you are the guardian, you are the warrior, you are the Jeanne d'Arc. So put on your armor and you stand up and you rise for what you know is right. And it will feel a little bit uncomfortable. But when you get through, you'll be stronger, wiser, kinder, more empathic, and maybe also your life will be more soul-based because you actually stood up for your own truth. So I think this is what I have for today. there anything else that should be said? There is a great meeting between Mars in Libra, Pluto in Capricorn we talked about, and Uranus in Taurus. There is a great triangle going on here. They're communicating, they are, but in a good way. So this is also affecting this full moon. What else is there? There is Saturn, the great gatekeeper. Saturn is the ruler of Capricorn. We already talked about Capricorn. So Saturn is just next to the moon, this full moon. And Saturn has to do with responsibilities, has to do with wisdom. And with great wisdom comes great responsibility. So this is also influencing this full moon big time. Yeah. So I hope this is helpful. I hope this is understandable. And I think this is all for now. I'll see you next time. And enjoy your full moon. And stay strong. Put your armor on. And use this to grow. See you next time. Bye.